peak performance is an area that you can use to biohack your physiology, your biology, and your psychology to achieve peak performance in the business world. And I think for everyone who's watching, 98% of businesses ultimately fail. And I think a big reason for failure is, they will fail due to not hitting product market fit, or not creating a good product in the first place, or not being able to market said product. But I think, business is definitely about being a marathon, and not really about being, sorry, I got that wrong. Business, you need to look at it in terms of sprints of activity with recovery, and it not being this marathon that you're going to run in one big go.
One second. Let's go that around. So, sorry, business is sprint, break, sprint, break.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Sorry.
Because that's what people say. They say business is, being a business is a marathon. It's not a sprint. But I'd actually argue with that and say that it's kind of like a marathon made up of thousands of sprints. You need to work intensely, give lots of time for recovery.
Really good point.
Inside of that.
Yeah, no, you're spot on, because so many people quickly abbreviate and say, oh, it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's absolutely not the case. It's all high intensity, then break, high intensity, break. Yeah,
it's going to take years as well, to build a company. So, if you're burning out at year 2 or year 4 because you're pounding those coffees, you're being told by some of the internet gurus out there, like, Gary Vaynerchuk, and I think he has some great advice, but probably overemphasizes, kill it, grind it, hustle. Where's the time for recovery? Where's the time for yourself? So ultimately, building a world-class team and a world-class company starts with world-class performance and world-class leadership in yourself. If you're not sleeping, you're eating crap, you're treating yourself like crap, you're not going to be able to achieve that success in the business world.
Okay, so the first thing that, if anybody is taking anything from this, what's the most important thing they should take?
It's a great question. There's thousands of strategies I've tried over the years, right? And you'd be taking every pill, every routine, every meditation, every spiritual practice, right?
Yeah.
But ultimately, there's one little domino. You knock it down, it has a cascade into the rest of your life and into peak performance. And it's sleep.
That's simple. Sleep.
Okay,
good.
You're like, did you bring me in to just talk about sleep? Well, it is one thing that I think is probably the most important. We optimize sleep. A lot of people are getting 5 to 6 hours sleep. And at that, it's not good quality sleep. So when we optimize our sleep, we wind down after a long day. Maybe we take a hot bath like the Japanese do, the Ofuru technique. And then we wake up feeling refreshed. We take all of the phones out of our room and all of that blue light. We have a wind down practice that gives us a restful 8 hours. And then we wake up.
Sorry, 1 second. 8 hours. Yeah, 8 hours?
Oh, very important to get 8 hours.
Okay, because at the moment, for so many people, like studying business or getting stuck into it, they all almost compete with each other in terms of who can operate on less sleep. So you're saying 8 hours least.
That's it's a badge of honor to, work, the 12 hours in the office and to go home and get 3 hours sleep and to come in and do it again and to support the system with caffeine. But these strategies, while they might work in the very, very short term, they're a recipe for disaster in terms of achieving your peak performance in a quantum of years. And it's going to take you years to build the company that you want to build. It's going to take you, probably 5, 6, 7, 10 years maybe. So you need to really space out and balance your energy.
So after that, say you've got your sleep in order, what's then next most important?
Well, I think once you've got your sleep in order, probably nutrition after that. I think you need to dial in your nutrition. There are 4 or 5 things that I would probably say that you guys at home can implement straight away to move closer to peak performance. First of all will be to remove completely processed foods from your diet. When you go shopping, you shop within the fresh produce aisle. Get out of all those center aisles with all those boxed cardboard products with food-like products that are not actually fully food. Remove all that out of your diet. Reduce the simple carbohydrates that convert rapidly to blood glucose. Store that as fat, and also.
Sorry, what would an example of that be?
Well, probably eating, white bread that is very low in nutritional value, and very quickly turns into glucose, and it's going to play havoc with your insulin levels, which is in turn going to affect your mood. It's going to affect your concentration, which is going to affect your productivity, which is going to affect your leadership in your business.
So if you're simplifying it all right down, it's just eat simple foods. As soon as they start getting complicated, push them aside.
Once humans touch it and start processing it, so as close as you can get to nature, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, beans, seeds, nuts, fresh meats, eggs, dairy, the right kind of dairy, that's what you need in
it's
your
simple.
system.
I love when advice is just simple. It's not like overly complicated. It's just, look, if human hands are touching it, push it aside, keep your diet simple.
Yeah, I would say though that if you're not accustomed to, you know, eating those foods and you're not accustomed to eating salads, putting it all into one blend can be a great way of introducing it and a hack of getting it into your system as the gateway drug to more micronutrients. One other thing I'd put in is water. You know, people don't really drink enough water. Flush out your system,
So
clean out
simple,
the
and it's
lymphatic.
said so much, but yeah, spot on.
Yeah, drink a lot of water. You're just going to feel more hydrated. They say that, you know, muscle tissue, if it's even dehydrated by 3%, it performs like 40% worse. And the same goes for your cognitive function. If you're dehydrated, you're definitely not going to be at peak performance. So from a nutritional standpoint, make sure all of these pillars that we've talked about are aligned.
You've nailed sleep. You've nailed nutrition. What then? Please tell me it's like limitless time.
All right, so now let's open up the pills.
Good.
This is what you've been waiting for, right?
Look, I think we're all chasing a quick fix solution. I know there's the basic foundation things, and sleep is really, really important.
Look,
nutrition is obviously really, really important. But for so many people, to be honest, they think they're sleeping enough. They think they're eating well enough. They really do want a magic pill.
I know, look, it's human, right? We're designed to try and seek the maximal reward for the minimal amount of effort. So looking for a limitless pill, you know, I know you guys are looking for the limitless pill. You're looking for the limitless. I've searched for it. I've tried a lot of pills in search of the limitless pill. There are some out there that will be similar, but I just want to, you know, give a kind of a warning on this, which is if the aforementioned things, those pillars of nutrition, of sleep, if they're not dialed in, don't think that there's some kind of magic pill that's going to come in and radically change your state and your stress response. It'll get diluted down. So magnesium is responsible for hundreds of biochemical reactions. If you're a little bit stressed or if you're a little bit anxious or maybe you're not sleeping, you're probably deficient in magnesium to a certain extent. Transdermal absorption is the best way to get magnesium, so putting it in that bath at night through the skin. You can take it orally as well, and this will be a big game changer actually in terms of improving your mood, improving your stress response, improving your sleep, and you're just feeling a little bit more alive. One other one that I'd recommend would be ashwagandha. It's an adaptogen, nootropic, and what it does is it helps to balance our stress, balance our energy, it improves our immunity. It actually means the smell and the strength of a horse. Now you're not going to be smelling like a horse, but you might feel like you have the strength of one in terms of your vigor for work, the sleep quality you're getting. It's been proven to improve athletic performance in terms of endurance and weightlifting and recovery as well. So it's an all-around tonic, a little bit like ginseng, but it helps balance down your stress, or maybe if you're very tired, it can actually bring you back up. So the idea of an adaptogen is it brings you back to the right set point.
Okay, so does nothing if your sleep and diet is all over the place, but if you've nailed your sleep, you've nailed your nutrition, then it's rocket fuel.
Then it's rocket fuel. Bring in some magnesium, bring in some ashwagandha, and I think that will really help